deeply, and her head just blew up. There was stuff everywhere. It was, splattered on the glass. Just her head was just gone. Head just blew up. There was also really helping people understand how depraved and evil these people are. So because of the latter, I will share a few things just to show the mindset. So in the facility, in this animal torture room, for example, they had a baby cow in a stall that they had taken the hide off, and but was alive, and they were dripping acid on this poor creature from above. There was a cat in a tank. The bottom had water. It was sort of strapped in this metal thing. And then they put piranhas in the water, and I was made to watch these things. And then they lowered the cat halfway into the water, okay? These are, I was forced to, they force you to kill. So a knife was put in my hand, their hand over it, and I was forced to slice open a pregnant dog. I still today confess that I get very, very emotional when I see any animal in distress. It's very difficult for me because of that. I was forced, for example, to make these impossible choices. So in the facility, I was sat in this chair. There were two buttons, one window to one room, one window to another. In the one room, they had my younger sibling. In the other room, they had, I suspect, a gypsy woman who they don't have papers, so they're expendable. She was strapped to a chair, and she had a small bong tied in her mouth like this around her head, and, some wiring. And I was told, okay, you have to press either this button, and the same with my sibling, okay? So I was told I had to press either the button to kill my sibling or the button to kill this lady. And I would say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to press either. And then I would be told, okay, well then both will die. So I would, of course, chose to press the button to kill the woman, which, this still haunts me deeply. And her head just blew up. There was stuff everywhere. It was, splattered on the glass. Just her head was just gone. And then I was forced to go into the room, put my arm around her headless torso while they snapped pictures. Okay. My uncle collected a book of pictures to tell me that of all kinds of scenarios where he would tell me, you're a killer, you're just like me. So these are some of the things. I was tied to a mock cross inside the facility also with rope. And, when you're in this position, it's hard to breathe. It asphyxiates. And so if I stood on my tippy toes, I could breathe. But if I didn't, I would start choking. And I was left there all night with animals in a semicircle of makeshift crosses in front of me, nailed to these crosses alive. And because they found out that my empathy was so big that this would be the worst torture for me. And so throughout the night, and whenever I would fall asleep, I would suffocate, I would wake up. Things of this nature would be inside the facility. Then, of course, underneath the Vatican, horrible brutalization of children and then cutting them open, with this ceremonial knife and drinking their blood. Seeing cooked babies being forced to eat pieces of other humans.
Were you also forced to eat that?
Yes, and to drink blood as well, yes. I vomited and then was forced to eat my vomit.
Oh my
I've
God.
seen people skinned alive. They will kill in the most slowly, most agonizing manner humanly possible. I was myself, raped in every way, sometimes with crosses. And this is I will say this for their depravity. I have seen where they will create wounds in this case it was children, and then rape the wound. Okay. I have seen them impale babies alive on a sword and swing it around laughing, and in these parties where there are drugs, there's cocaine, there's alcohol, there's orgies, and there's brutalization, even with the hunting parties where you go outside and we were supposed to run and hide. Even the deep terror of being hunted and knowing that, somebody was going to be killed and probably eaten at the end of the evening. This is their world. This is their world. These people are evil. They are dark. If there is, there's this source of life force, of light and love, and they are the anti of that, okay? So they want, and this is, I think, why they will rape infants, okay? An infant. These people, this is who these people are. So I think I'll leave it there. I think that's probably horrific enough for you. But this is real. This is things I've seen and unfortunately, had to experience.
It's extremely important to address this and talk about it. We've talked about it a lot before on this channel because it's important to get everything out in the light. And I think there's this great saying that darkness is an absence of light, right?